given as orders to police earlier on. Right now, I'm more concerned about the demeanor of the president, when Sossion. As a symbol of national unity, whatever the president says will definitely direct the kind of conversations we'll be having as a nation. We've been having very grim headlines over the past, recent past, talking about the number of deaths, destruction of property and all these things, and probably the kind of anger and fury we are seeing coming from the president. Should that be the tone of our conversations going forward?
What is making the president angry? That's a question you should ask, because you cannot expect the president to clap for chaos. You cannot expect the president to admire destruction of property. You cannot expect the president to recite poetry over anarchy. That is not going to work. And Fred, we've discussed time and again here what is happening in Kenya with respect to Article 37. And that what is happening is nothing short of violence, and not just violence. The Terrorism Act classifies actually some of the actions as terrorism. When the country is under terror, you cannot expect the president to keep quiet. And the president is mandated under Article 131 of the Constitution to ensure that law and order is upheld in the country by whichever means. And so the president's statement yesterday is not something that you can just rubbish in a talk show the way some are trying to do. That is a presidential position, and that is the direction. That is the direction. It is constitutional because the president is vested with such under Article 131 of the Constitution. And you cannot expect the president to keep quiet and see the country slide into anarchy. That is not going to work. Okay. And so the president has spoken and has given direction and has said enough is enough.
My question was on the tone and the direction from the president. Should that be the tone of conversations going forward about the kind of crisis Kenya is facing?
There is nothing wrong with the tone of the president. That is how the president is feeling. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. And he has and he has made his statements very, 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 very clear. Very clear indeed. Mm-hmm. They are not in doubt. And so anybody doubting, I think, should go to a psychiatric unit for...
And we're not doubting the president.
The president is clear.
We're not
the
doubting.
President is very clear, because we cannot elect to choose to go through the path of destruction, to destroy the country, to bring anarchy, to promote terror. Actually, this is terror. It is not only the president, even the president of the Supreme Court. The Lady Chief Justice has said what we are witnessing is nothing short of terror. Okay. Yeah, and that is another arm of government. So there is a general consensus across the country that the direction that we are taking is not right. What do you want to tell us about people invading and raiding supermarkets and burning supermarkets? Yeah? And you know, the Wamunyoros are saying, oh, these are hired goons. But when those goons are shot by the police, they still complain again. So who are these goons? I think we have to get a clear dichotomy here. Okay. We cannot, even if you want regime change, political change, you want to agitate for political change, do it within the confines of law and constitution. All right. You cannot choose the route of anarchy to cause change. That is not going
Dr. Mbai,
that is untenable.
Dr. Mbai, of course, most of the headlines, most of the front pages have juxtaposed the statement by the president and what the former deputy president said, and the tone was totally different. Do you think that this headline on the front page of the Standard, do you agree with it, that the president is losing it?
Completely.